Let's talk wild edibles and your life in the wilderness. Are you someone who loves exploring the wilderness? Do you often find yourself wondering what kind of edible plants are growing around you? Well, wonder no more. In this blog post, we're going to talk about wild edibles and how they can benefit your life in the great outdoors. Not only do they provide a delicious addition to your meals, but they also offer a range of nutritional benefits that will keep you fueled for all your adventures. Join us as we dive into the world of wild edibles and discover some of nature's best-kept secrets. What are wild edibles? Wild edibles refer to any plant that grows naturally in the wild and is safe for human consumption. These plants can be found in forests, fields, meadows, and even in your own backyard. Wild edibles have been used by humans for thousands of years as a source of food and medicine. What makes wild edibles so special is their nutritional value. They are packed with vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that our bodies need to function properly. Many wild edibles also contain antioxidants which help protect our cells from damage caused by free radicals. If you're new to the world of wild edibles, there are some important things to keep in mind before diving into this fascinating hobby. First and foremost, it's crucial to properly identify each plant before consuming it. There are many poisonous plants out there that can easily be mistaken for edible ones. Once you've learned how to safely identify different types of wild edibles, the possibilities for incorporating them into your meals are endless. From salads and soups to teas and desserts, these plants offer a unique flavor profile that can take your cooking game to another level. Nutritional value of wild edibles. Wild edibles are not only a great addition to your meals but also packed with nutritional benefits. These plants are often more nutrient-dense than cultivated crops because they grow in their natural environment without human intervention. For instance, wild berries like blueberries and raspberries contain high levels of antioxidants that protect the body from harmful free radicals and reduce inflammation. They are also rich in fiber, vitamin C, and potassium. Edible greens such as dandelion leaves, chickweed, and nettle provide an excellent source of vitamins A and K. Moreover, they contain essential minerals like iron, calcium, and magnesium. Wild mushrooms like chanterelles have been found to be rich in vitamin D, which is important for bone health while still having other nutrients that promote overall well-being. In conclusion, wild edibles offer diverse nutritional value depending on the plant species ingested. By consuming these plants regularly alongside regular food sources can lead to a healthy diet filled with valuable nutrients essential for our body's growth and maintenance. The best wild edibles for beginners. For those who are new to foraging, it can be overwhelming to know where to start. The good news is that there are plenty of wild edibles that are easy and safe for beginners to identify and consume. One great option for beginners is dandelion greens. These plants grow abundantly in many areas and have a distinct appearance with their bright yellow flowers and deeply toothed leaves. Dandelion greens can be eaten raw in salads or cooked like spinach. Another beginner-friendly wild edible is blackberries. These sweet berries grow on thorny bushes from late summer into early fall, making them easy to spot and harvest. They can be eaten raw, used in jams or baked goods, or even made into wine. Wild strawberries are another tasty option for beginners. Smaller than their domestic counterparts but bursting with flavor, these berries grow low to the ground on small plants with three-lobed leaves. If you're looking for something more substantial, consider trying cattails. Nearly every part of this plant is edible, from the young shoots in springtime to the starchy roots known as cattail potatoes later in the season. There are many delicious wild edibles out there waiting to be discovered by beginners. Just remember to do your research before heading out into the wilderness and always double-check your identification before consuming any unfamiliar plants or mushrooms. Foraging for wild edibles. Foraging for wild edibles is a thrilling activity that offers a chance to connect with nature and learn about the local ecosystem. However, it's important to approach foraging with caution and respect for both the environment and your own safety. Before heading out, research the types of plants that grow in your area and which ones are safe to consume. It's also important to consider any potential hazards such as poisonous plants or dangerous wildlife. When foraging, always leave plenty behind for other animals and future growth. Only take what you need and be mindful not to strip an area of its resources. To avoid damaging delicate ecosystems, stick to established trails when possible and avoid trampling on plants unnecessarily. It's also recommended to go on guided tours with experienced professionals who can help identify edible plant species safely. While foraging can be a fun way to incorporate more diverse foods into your diet while enjoying the outdoors, it should always be done responsibly with care taken towards preserving our natural world. Cooking with wild edibles. Cooking with wild edibles can be a fun and creative experience. However, it's important to note that not all wild plants are edible, and some may even be poisonous. Make sure to properly identify the plant before consuming or cooking with it. Once you have identified safe and edible wild plants, there are various ways to prepare them in your meals. You can add them as fresh ingredients in salads or sandwiches for an added crunch and flavor. You can also sauté or stir-fry them with other vegetables for a delicious side dish. If you're feeling adventurous, try incorporating wild edibles into your main courses. For example, use nettles instead of spinach in lasagna, or make pesto using dandelion greens instead of basil. Another great way to cook with wild edibles is by making teas or infusions using leaves and flowers such as chamomile or elderflower. These herbal teas not only taste great but also provide numerous health benefits. Cooking with wild edibles adds a unique twist to traditional dishes while promoting sustainability and self-sufficiency in the wilderness. Preserving wild edibles. Preserving wild edibles is a crucial step in making sure that you can enjoy them even when they are out of season. There are several preservation methods that you can use to store your wild edibles safely and extend their shelf life. One popular method is drying, which involves removing the moisture content from the plant through air drying or using a dehydrator. Once dry, you can store them in airtight containers such as jars or plastic bags. Another way to preserve wild edibles is by freezing. Freezing retains most of the nutrients and flavors of the plants and is an easy method for beginners. You can chop up your harvested plants into small pieces, put them into freezer-safe bags, and freeze until ready to use. Fermenting is another preservation method that has become increasingly popular due to its health benefits. Fermented foods promote good gut health by introducing beneficial bacteria into our digestive system. To ferment wild edibles, mix with saltwater brine and let it sit at room temperature for several days. Pickling also provides a great way to preserve wild edibles while giving it added flavor complexity. Pickled vegetables have been around for centuries, long before refrigerators were invented. With some vinegar mixed with water plus sugar, salt, spices, oil mixtures boiled together, poured over cut-up veggies, herbs, fruits, then stored in sterilized jars. Voila! A tasty preserved snack, perfect anytime. Be sure to experiment with different preservation techniques depending on what works best for each type of edible plant species you come across while harvesting. What are the benefits of eating wild edibles? Eating wild edibles can provide numerous benefits to your overall health. For starters, many wild edibles are high in important nutrients such as vitamins and minerals that our bodies need to function properly. Unlike store-bought produce, wild edibles are often free of pesticides and other harmful chemicals that can have negative impacts on our health. In addition, foraging for wild edibles is a great way to get outside and connect with nature. Spending time in nature has been linked to reduced stress levels and improved mental health. Not only do wild edibles provide physical and mental health benefits, but they also offer a sense of self-sufficiency. Knowing how to identify edible plants in the wilderness can make you feel more capable and confident in your ability to survive without relying on modern conveniences. Incorporating wild edibles into your diet can add diversity and excitement to your meals. Trying new flavors and experimenting with different cooking methods can be a fun way to expand your culinary horizons while reaping the nutritional benefits of these unique foods. Eating wild edibles offers a multitude of benefits beyond just satisfying hunger cravings. It's worth exploring this delicious world of natural foods. How to identify wild edible plants? Identifying wild edible plants is a crucial skill for anyone interested in foraging. However, it can be overwhelming at first with so many different species out there. Here are some tips to help you identify wild edibles. 1. Research. Before identifying any plant, research its characteristics thoroughly. Look up pictures and descriptions of the plant online or refer to field guides. 2. Observe. Note the shape, size, color, and texture of the leaves, stem, and flowers of the plant. 3. Smell. Some plants have unique smells that can aid identification. 4. Taste with caution. Only taste a small part of the plant at first to ensure it's safe for consumption. 5. Location. Certain types of plants grow in specific environments such as wetlands or forests, which could help narrow down identification options. 6. Seek guidance from an expert. If you're unsure about a particular plant's identity, seek guidance from someone experienced in identifying wild edibles. Remember that misidentification can lead to serious health risks, so always err on the side of caution when in doubt. Some common wild edible plants. When it comes to wild edibles, there are many plants that you can forage and use in your meals. Some of the more common ones include dandelions, clovers, and nettles. Dandelions are one of the easiest wild edibles to identify. The bright yellow flowers turn into fluffy seed heads that blow away in the wind. But did you know that every part of the dandelion is edible? The leaves make a great addition to salads or can be sautéed like spinach. The roots can be roasted and used as a coffee substitute, while the flowers make a tasty tea or even wine. Clovers are another common plant that you may not realize is edible. Both red and white clover flowers can be used in salads or steeped for tea. The leaves are also edible but should be eaten sparingly due to their high fiber content. Nettles may seem like an annoying weed with its stinging hairs, but they have been used for centuries as a medicinal herb and food source. When cooked or dried, nettles lose their sting and can be made into soup, pesto sauce, or even beer. These three plants barely scratch the surface of all the different wild edibles out there waiting to be discovered. How to prepare wild edibles. Preparing wild edibles can be a fun and exciting experience. Once you have identified the plants that are safe to eat, it's time to get creative in the kitchen. Here are some tips on how to prepare your wild edibles. 1. Start with clean and fresh plants. Before cooking or eating any plant, make sure you wash them thoroughly. 2. Get inspired. There are many recipes available online for using wild edibles in your meals. From salads to soups, there are endless ways to incorporate these nutritious plants into your diet. 3. Experiment with flavors. Many wild edibles have unique and delicious flavors that can add depth and complexity to your dishes. 4. Be cautious when cooking. Some edible plants require specific cooking techniques or may even lose their nutritional value if overcooked. 5. Try different parts of the plant. Not all parts of a plant may be edible, so it is important to do research before consuming anything new. 6. Preserve for later use. Wild edibles can also be preserved by drying or freezing them for long-term storage. Preparing wild edibles requires creativity and caution, but the end result can be both satisfying and healthy. Conclusion. Wild edibles can be a valuable resource for those who spend time in the wilderness. Not only do they provide important nutrients and sustenance, but they also offer an opportunity to connect with nature in a unique way. While it's important to be cautious when foraging for wild edibles and always properly identify them before consuming, there are many benefits to incorporating these plants into your diet. Whether you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast or just starting out on your wilderness journey, exploring the world of wild edibles can add a new depth of knowledge and skill to your adventures. Happy foraging!